So here we are. I think this is Marquette Bay, and we are in Marquette, Lake Superior, out here too. Uh, Dean, thanks for the question. You're the first question I received. I'm hoping there's not too much noise, and this is my first time recording with this setup, so we'll see how it goes. So, Dean, your question was, why is everything cyclical? For example, music, seasons, and even life itself. All have rhythm? Question mark? So thanks, Dean, for the question. And I had to take my bicycle because I noticed the same word, cycle, in it. And cycle, I believe, means circle or also maybe rhythms or patterns. And appreciate you asking about it, because my first question was, are there in fact cycles for everything? And I think maybe not. But I started thinking, where did cycles come from? And I think the place my mind immediately went was to the story of creation, where we hear God creating the heavens and the earth. And it's interesting because what he did was he took a chaotic space of mud and water and whatever of an unordered planet. And we hear that he made day and night, which is a cycle. Where he separated land from water, and we know how water interplays in a cycle with land, and how there's animals and people and plants and how they all have cycles that happen with them. And so I see that God just made order out of everything and put things into cycles in order for there to be order. And so I don't think there's cycles to everything, but I do think that cycles are the fuel for everything. So let me explain. My bicycle, if it didn't have the cycles, the circles, the wheels, it couldn't go anyplace. So the cycles actually allow me to move and go. And I wonder about, with your question, if all of the cycles that we know of in life, if they all help fuel something. So I wonder about day and night. Does that time of night give us as humans rest that allows us to then have fuel to do the next day? Does the cycle of a week, where we have work days, 6 of them, and then a day that God says, rest, take it easy. If that's maybe not fuel for our bodies and minds and hearts and souls. Yeah, and I think even as I reflect on things like you mentioned, like music, I wonder if the cycles in music are there simply as fuel for the music, for what it becomes. Now, cycles also can have things that sabotage them or hurt them. So I think about how often, if I've had a busy day and people have required a lot of energy for the day, and I feel like maybe I didn't have a lot of control in a day, then at night, before I go to bed, I might think, maybe I'll stay up a little extra long to do something just for me, something that I can control. Maybe get lost in a YouTube rabbit trail. That could never happen, right? Or maybe it's having a snack or whatever. And I then am hurting that cycle of day and night, of wake and work and rest. I'm ending up hurting myself through that because I'm breaking the cycle. Whereas if I'm paying attention to that, following good habits with sleep and getting up and the rhythms of the day, I have the energy and fuel to think more clearly. Yeah, so I think the negative side of cycles is probably some H words: harming, humiliating, hurting. And those are things that either we do or have done to us that hurt the cycles. And then I think the other side of when there's cycles that are in good shape, I would call those healthy. So Dean, thanks. I appreciate the chance to think about cycles. And now I'm going to get back on my bicycle. Have a good one.